free to choose whether to follow this guidance or head off to explore in a different direction.
Hello everyone. Hope I'm live. Looks very Dark Souls 2-esque. If I can find. Oh.
Oh, my stars! I'm so happy to see you. I am Alexander, also known as the Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you help me out of this? Put those doubts to rest. I'll be just fine. I'm very well trained. Give it your all, I say.
Okay.
Well played, good sir. Well played. Though that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me.
Before switching around so much, I tried to find like a higher quality thing. Seems like the Twitch stream is a bit further than we are.
The map can prove useful when exploring the world, and is populated by acquiring map fragments.
Which?
Be placed to help with orientation. Beacons placed on the map appear in the world.
Maybe that's better. No, not really. Mine still looks a bit promising. Streaming codecs always have problems with
to launch high into the air. This allows
with
for stress-free traversal of areas with a great deal of
forest
verticality.
stuff. Now he stops talking. What is this? You can even hear me. Think you can? Yes. Reminds me a bit of Shadow of Mordor. I know why.
An opportunity too good to pass up.
Like this wall structure and
prepare for combat with some item crafting, using materials
running
found
around.
in the world.
We'll also look at the stuff here in a moment. Watch the trailer.
Enemy starts can be broken with heavy strikes, such as when attacking from above. A variety of unique attacks can also be interchanged between weapons.
Looks very Soul-esque. Dark Souls-esque. Really Dark Souls 3 like. Which is not a bad thing, it's Dark Souls 3 is pretty good.
We can summon
Not bad.
spirits to assist us in battle.
That's new.
Spirits vary greatly in type, so we look forward to players experimenting and finding their personal favorites.
Eh? Why could he do his front step? Was he out of stamina? Is this out of stamina kill thing back? I get an execution
Online
thing.
multiplayer can also be enjoyed with players from other
A
worlds,
front step.
from cooperative to PvP and invasions.
Okay, PvP invasion is back. Good. Not back, it's again there. That's how I should phrase it. It was gone in Sekiro though. We can also shout, that's new. Well, there was the hello things in Dark Souls 1. The carvings, whatever they were called. Oh,
Deadly creatures stalk this forest, so we'll use
can
stealth
sneak
to avoid
around.
detection.
Sekiro stuff, huh? Also, those beings look a bit Cthulhu-esque.
We've come across a boss guarding this area. We'll take it on with the help of our co-op partner.
Wow. At the start I wanted to say, it reminds me of the first boss in Sekiro. The codec has some trouble here. Oh nice, Kierdan, welcome. Kamehameha spell is back again. Awesome. But yeah, I was a bit surprised when he started. At the beginning it looked like, okay, he's maybe like the first boss in Sekiro, and then he started doing magic stuff, and it's okay, this looks like Eldritch arrow rain thing. Then he started to do some other crazy stuff and think, okay, that's new. Seems like you run around and explore stuff. That's good. It potentially could be pretty awesome. I did, by the way, not register for the Elden Ring tech demo, no, network test, that's the thing. Because I want to play it when it comes out.
Caves, mines, and other dungeons can be found while out exploring the world.
When it's done.
These dungeons each hold their own secrets, from hidden treasures to fearsome bosses.
Comes out in February, in case people wonder. Sound good, Kierdan? My setup was a bit... I noticed... Oh no! The Elden Ring demo starts. I need to stream. So my setup is a bit lacking here. The chests are still there with the chains, not a mimic. Little dungeon, basically, with... twice, I assume. Looks related to the...
Traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina.
This is a level up character.
I offer you an accord.
What's the name of the character in Dark Souls 3?
We've reached Stormvale Castle, a large-scale dungeon which connects seamlessly with
I
the
was
surrounding
trying to think.
Grave region.
What was the name of the character in Dark Souls 2? I can't remember. Can try find it out though.
Come over here, would you? You're tarnished, aren't you? I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle.
Emerald Herald.
It's guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected. Fair enough. You certainly don't have to trust me. Well, if you must go through the gates, I'll signal them to open. But of course, I'd advise against it.
And a lot is her name in Dark Souls 2. I have to find out how her name was in Dark Souls 3. She reveals her name at some point in the game. Spoiler, by the way. It's not a huge spoiler. Good old arrows.
The main route seems risky, so we'll try entering through a back way.
He's just called Firekeeper. And it seems in Dark Souls 2 she's just called the Firekeeper. Eh. Strange.
Extra care should be taken when moving through dungeons, as visibility and terrain differ from when in the open. We hope players enjoy getting a feel for the different types of areas and coming up with suitable strategies for each.
You can jump. I mean, the horse could also jump, so I guess it's not a surprise, but now I just noticed he can just jump up. Looks a bit empty, to be honest, but okay, he cannot jump that far.
Complex and multi-layered, meaning they can be tackled from a number of routes.
Yes, that's true.
The pleasure's mine. Roger
Yeah,
is the
nice.
name. A sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something.
Funny headman.
When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops.
He has like a
But enough about me.
crystal on his hand.
What are you doing here in Stormvale Castle? This place is bristling with tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting. Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind.
Harry. sounds and how the animations looks is really Dark Souls 2, just that you can jump now and have a horse, and it's more open worldish. I like.
In this next boss fight, we challenge one of the demigods, ruler of Stormvale, Godric the Golden.
Oh, Godric the Golden, always want to fight him. Is from the trailer, the dude? Looks like, yeah, it is.
Thou art a true-born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights.
Something's wrong with his number of his fingers. He has 6. Well, it's also more than arms, it seems.
I command thee. I am the lord of all that is golden.
Hey. Sure. He missed the hit. I have seen it. It's like cheating, I think. Okay, so these NPC fast summons, you can also summon in boss fights. Good to know. We of course won't do this. Reminds me a bit of the one Neo DLC boss. It's unfortunate, I think.
Thank you for watching. This was just a brief introduction to Elden Ring's fundamentals, but more details will be revealed at a later
Like
date.
brief introductions into
There's not long
fundamentals.
to go now before release. In the meantime, we greatly appreciate your continued support.
The Tarnished will soon return.
At the trailer, I think we already know that.
Someone must extinguish thy flame.
They will fight. And they will die. For how else is a champion to be born?
Okay. Elden Ring. Also comes for Steam. Thank you for watching. Yeah, no problem, man. Was just curious. I have to thing here. I switched to this because reasons, right? I maybe see the. Yeah, let's look at it into it again. First of all, we move this here. Something happening here? No. That's... Is it stored as video? It is. To the YouTube has better functionality for this. I want to have a look at the maps. Oh my yes. All loud.
Hello everyone. Thank you for
It
taking
is
the
not
time
loud.
to join us today. In this video, we'll show some footage of our new action RPG, Elden Ring. We hope it helps to convey a little of this title's mood and gameplay.
It did. I will pause when I have something to say, so...
Elden Ring
It looks pretty
is
cool.
set here, in the lands between.
Yeah, pretty much as always, I guess.
This
In the
is a
lands
site
between.
of grace, acting as a place of rest for the player.
Bonfire. Just called Site of
Occasionally,
Grace now.
Grace will manifest rays of guiding light. Of course, we're free to choose whether to follow this guidance, or head off to explore in a different direction.
That is what we also saw in the trailer. You can fight them, I guess. Very curious when they show the map again. That is very dragon-esque compared to we're very dragon. We fight dragons in Dark Souls 2. It's very similar. Remembering the Nameless King. Hello.
Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck. Hello? Please, anyone?
That's kind of funny.
Oh, my stars. I'm so happy to see you. I am Alexander, also known as the Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you
Is
get me
this-
out of this?
The voice is sounds familiar. For a moment, I thought it is the Onion
I'll
Knight
be just fine.
voice.
I'm very well trained. Give it your all,
I think it is. So funny.
Well played, good sir. Well played. Though that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me.
So crazy NPCs are back. Good. It's basically Dark Souls, just that it's now named Elden Ring for whatever reason. Now comes the map. That's what I'm interested. This
The
is
map
the...
can prove useful when exploring the world.
How big is a
and is
map?
populated by acquiring map fragments.
Relatively big, it seems.
We can use markers to customize the map, such as setting reminders for the location of crafting materials or dangerous enemies. Beacons can also be placed to help with orientation. Beacons placed on the map appear in the world. Spirit springs can be used while on horseback to launch high into the air.
Launch pads.
This allows for stress-free traversal of areas with a great deal of verticality.
Oh, the lightning looks very Sekiro-esque. You get hit by lightning? Probably. As I said last time, I watched this the first time. This reminds me a bit of Shadow of Mordor. When you sit on top, watching down, you see all the orcs patrolling.
Treasure. An
Have this-
opportunity too good to pass up.
Has his ruins.
We'll prepare for combat with some item crafting, using materials found in the world.
The crafts. Is this an error? What he just crafted? Can even sneak around, so that's the same as Sekiro. You get the arrow back. The finish animation. No, you can't.
Enemy stance can be broken with heavy strikes, such as when attacking from above. A variety of unique attacks can also be interchanged between weapons.
Ah, okay, that's why. Oh, not here. It seems like you can break their guard or whatever. Stagger them, then you can do stuff. Do like a finishing attack.
In more perilous situations, we can summon spirits to assist us in battle.
In Dark Souls 2, this was also possible to some degree.
Spirits vary greatly in type, so we look forward to players experimenting and finding their
Like there was an
personal
attack where you could basically kick the shield aside and then you could get like a finishing attack of that. Pretty powerful. I assume here it is the same when the guard breaks and then you can just finish them. Looks very Dark Souls 2-ish. Except for the background, I guess. And here it says that PvP and
Online
NPC
multiplayer
summoning
can
is
also
back.
be enjoyed with players from other worlds, from cooperative to PvP and invasions.
That's pretty awesome. Invasions were always fun. So I have to, yeah, I guess became more fun with the DLCs in Dark Souls 3. I think Dark Souls 2 still has the best PvP. I guess it really got better with the DLCs for Dark Souls 3. They also made some interesting updates and so on with it. This being there looks
Deadly
very
creatures stalk this
Cthulhu-esque.
forest, so
I
we'll
guess.
use stealth to avoid detection.
Yeah, he mentioned the stealth stuff, so Sekiro also had this, you can run dark. Probably it works the same, you have to press down the, was it left stick or something, then you go into the stealth mode. If there's a stealth finishing attack.
We've come
And this
across a
enemy
boss
also looks
guarding this area.
like the Sekiro,
We'll take it on
first
with the
Sekiro
help
boss.
of our co-op partner.
A little bit different. On steroids. How much damage can those guys take? Like, you normally be dead already? Rip codec. Kamehameha spell. I'm not sure if there was one in Dark Souls 2 already. I think there was somewhat similar. I think there was a similar beam in Dark Souls 2 already. But this one is the Dark Souls 3 Kamehameha spell. Very nice to see it back. Also, fall damage seems to be not be a big concern. In Dark Souls 2 you were dead here. Instantly. You were basically dead 2 times in a row because the damage would be so high it would kill you in the afterlife one time again. It's just ridiculous, the falling damage in Dark Souls 2. Seems to be far less here. Might cut this part here out and
Catacombs,
upload it.
Caves, mines, and other dungeons can be found while out exploring the world.
Upload to the gaming channel. So, hello gaming channel, welcome.
These dungeons each hold their own secrets, from hidden treasures to fearsome bosses.
The quality is not ideal, I have to say. Like, with moving around, looks on my screen not ideal. Invisible walls, also there. Great to see. And the chest. The chest glows now. That is new. I didn't notice last time. It's the same chest as in every Souls game. You see it's not a mimic. On the chain to the right side. The chain would look into the other point into the other direction. Be a mimic. At the new bonfire, and now this comes in. If she would be green, she would look like this, a bit similar to the Emerald Herald from Dark Souls 2. But she has not red hair, so that's already a difference. So maybe it's her sister. There's one
from beyond the fog. I am Melina.
The same voice actress as not others, the Emerald Herald. What voice actress could this be? Either she's missing or something's with her eye, and the Firekeeper in Dark Souls 3 was blind.
I offer you an accord.
She's half blind. But there was always something with the eyes, like the maiden in black in Demon Souls. Both her eyes were covered with wax.
Seamlessly with the surrounding Limgrave region.
The Firekeeper in Anastasia of Astora in Dark Souls 1 had no tongue, couldn't usually. Could restore it though.
You're tarnished, aren't you? I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected. Fair enough. You certainly don't have to trust me. Well, if you must go through the gates, I'll signal them to open. But of course, I'd advise against it. The gates! Open the gates!
Well, that's nice. Not nice.
The main route seems risky, so we'll try entering through a back way.
Maybe we should have listened to our friend there. Well, but yeah, the arrows remind me a bit of Demon Souls when you are in the Tower of Latria. Also go with one pathway and this thing just starts shooting arrows there. Pretty Souls. There's a lot of Souls DNA into this idea. Or in this idea. Looks pretty good so far, I have to admit. Okay, these dudes look similar to the person we just spoke to. He also has this object around his neck.
From when in the open. We hope players enjoy getting a feel for the different types of areas and coming up with suitable strategies for each.
That's also potential Dark Souls 1 reference like this. And when you defeat Capra Demon and go down there, there's one thief behind the corner which also can backstab you, I think. You know, I know he can backstab you. I have seen it. If you're not careful. Maybe it's not a reference. Not everything's a reference, but it looked familiar, let's put it that way. Look, we are relatively close to this tree there, so I assume we have to reach the tree at some point. This glowing thing there. Yggdrasil.
Dungeons are complex and multi-layered, meaning they can be tackled from a number of routes.
Very curious how it's called. And so this guy here, like Big Head Logan,
The pleasure's mine.
is also Big Head.
Roger's the
Can't see anything.
a sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormvale Castle?
Question
This
is,
place
how
is bristling with tarnished hunters, you know. They
how is he looking for something?
for grafting. Not
With his
exactly
head, he
a place
sees
I'd
nothing.
stroll into without a purpose in mind.
Was this bird a summon, or was it just his friend? Where's the bird? Very strange, isn't it? Oh, I think it lies down there, so we have to kill it too. I think there was a corpse of the bird there to the right. Interesting cut there. Maybe I saw it wrong. This is not the boss
In this
fight. We
next
know
boss fight, we
several
challenge
boss fights
one
from
of
the
demigods,
trailers.
Ruler of Stormvale, Godric the Golden.
Godric the Golden, yeah. Looked very interesting. One attack looked very familiar. Remind me of the one of the first from the first DLC. No, is it the first or the second? One of the Neo DLCs. It was
Born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights.
really took a long time for that guy. I forgot the name though. Fingernails creep me out. Also has 6 fingers and a lot of hands, it turns out. Hands down a cool looking boss, I guess.
I command thee. I am the lord of all that is golden.
Huh. Very big area. Good if the dragon plays a role in a phase later or something. This attack, I mean, distantly. Yeah. I already mentioned, like summoning. I would not summon those guys. I think my Dark Souls try-hard attitude would force me to not use those. Looks pretty awesome, the fight though. Interesting rolling around. How many hits can this guy take? I mean, the player guy. Now he's dead.
Thank you for watching. This was just a brief introduction to Elden Ring's fundamentals, but more details will be revealed at a later date. There's not long to go now before release. In the meantime, we greatly appreciate your continued support.
Awesome. Well, that looked nice. This is now the trailer. We, I think, already know. Make it a bit less loud.
Someone must extinguish thy flame.
I have to admit, though, this boss fight looks a bit similar to the one we saw now in the new footage. With movement patterns.
Is a champion to be born.
Starfriend again. Can he catch us in the air? Seems a grab attack. But yeah, 25th of February. I thought it was the 22nd, but got that mixed up. Interesting. Looked very fascinating. There's some stuff you can get. Oh, there's even a collector's edition. It seems. That last comes for Steam too, and not sure if it's on Epic too. Can't. That. Or not less loud. I wanna. It is strange. The other trailer on this is on YouTube. The trailer. The other trailer was on Twitch. Had a different ending thing here. That is really strange, isn't it? And one thing I wanted to double check in this fight here. Oh, by the way.
We've reached Stormvale Castle.
Okay. I was just confused for a moment. I thought this was the same. Okay, there must be. Now I see it. So this might be a spoiler, but you see here in this scene, this guy has two hands. And later, here at the end, he has a dragon thing here. So I assume he or later in a phase, here you see the dragon stuff. See, he has a dragon hand now. I assume maybe we can see it here, or is it a different place? I mean, the area looked pretty big. There you see the dragon here in the background. It was also the beginning of the cutscene. I assume he fuses with the dragon at some point. Yeah, you see here the head is missing. So what's going on here is that he takes this head here at some point, fuses it with his, what is it? Left arm, right arm. Which arm was it? I don't know. One of his arms, and yeah, it's his left arm, right? And yeah, then he has fire attacks. Pretty neat. Maybe you can prevent this from happening too. That would be pretty cool, maybe. It's interesting that it also seems to become alive when it becomes his other arm. Question though. No, he still has his X. Okay, I just was curious if he maybe also loses his X, but he still has the two X's there. Pretty interesting. So yeah, there's not much to say more about this. Watch it now 2 times. We got some interesting details. Here you can see it's more open world. I would still like to have a look on the map. Promise it doesn't show me the map. You can set markers. Nothing really unusual. It's hard to say how big the world actually is. Here you see that something is not explored. Maybe there is more. They don't want us to see it yet.
Can also be placed.
Early day. So there seems to be also time stuff. So time-related things maybe. So there's maybe a day and night cycle. I'm not sure about this.
The map can prove useful when exploring the world and is populated by...
No text on the map though.
We can use markers for dangerous enemies. Beacons can also be placed to help with orientation. Beacons placed on the map appear...
There are multiple of those glowing trees. Maybe the biggest one is special? This is like a jump pad, this one here.
Spirit springs can be used while on horseback.
Seems to be special. I assume it was just one of the other trees. This is the offspring of the big tree. But yeah, what can I say? It looks really, in many ways, like Dark Souls 3. Like, it really does. I hope the open world concept works for this game. So far, it looks like I could imagine that it works out quite well. Let's just move on here with the trailer. Maybe we just mute the sound for a moment. Yeah, I could definitely imagine this working out. Because you just run around and then you have like, let's call it events, but you also have probably a story and then a fog gate and fight actual boss fights. So you have maybe the best of both worlds, and yeah, maybe if it's done well, if there's enough content, it can for sure work. The fear I have is that maybe the world feels a bit empty here and there. I mean, if you have a big world, that can happen. Like, it's always difficult, like, to hit the sweet spot. You can, like other games, open world games, sometimes do too much, and you have like so many things to do on the map, and it's overwhelming. And maybe some of the stuff is also not that interesting. That's often a problem too. Like, collect 10 flowers here or whatever. That's probably a bit annoying. I hope that's not the case here. They find the perfect balance for content. Like, it can't be too full, and the stuff you do needs to be interesting and cool. But it also needs some kind of handcrafted integrity, if that makes sense. So it does not feel too, it should not feel too generic. But I can see if they have like these events and they are placed well and planned out well and play well and be fun to find and explore, then I can definitely see this maybe working. Question is this an event that's just one time, or are those things procedurally generated? You find this more often throughout the world. The problem is, as soon, I think, if you start procedurally generating things, it could feel a bit less impactful, if that makes sense, or it just becomes, I know, for me personally, like especially in Souls games, where everything is feels handcrafted and placed and well thought out, it then becomes a bit generic, if you know what I mean. But maybe that's also what the game needs. It needs always to be seen in the context of the game itself. Here, this is I found very interesting because, as mentioned, he is now saying that the subtitles.
From cooperative to PvP and invasions.
There are no subtitles here. That's unfortunate. The Twitch thing also had subtitles. I assume I could just activate them. Probably Arabic. Well, that seems wrong. Not what I expected it to be the standard setting. Maybe I'm... No, I can't remember that I ever put this to Arabic.
Creatures stalk this forest, so we'll use stealth.
And this is another thing, like in Sekiro, we had the stealth mechanic, probably pressing down the left stick, and then you go into stealth mode and stealth around. Maybe there are also some insta finishes for normal enemies and so on. Would be interesting to see. But yeah, overall, the game looks good. The problem is, if we like stop here, if you look at this texture here of this field here, it doesn't look like, let's say we have seen it better in other games. So I guess this game lives a lot from its art style, not by its next level fidelity. And I think the game also comes out for the last gen console, so for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. We have to keep this in mind too. It's not a pure next gen title. There's that too. So maybe, I'm not sure if the versions will look different. Maybe this is the PlayStation 4 version or whatever. I can't imagine though. Usually you want to show off the eye candy. So it's not like that the game doesn't look good or anything. It's just it doesn't look like visually for just judging the fidelity of what we see. And this is also hard to judge because the game is... You see a lot of artifacts here on the screen due to the stream. Doesn't look like really, really next gen or mind-blowingly good. It looks good, but it does not look next level good. But of course the art style, which is very typical for Souls game, like it is very... The people doing this know what they are doing, know on what to focus to really make enemies and visuals memorable and make them I know what to call them, but makes them pop, if you know what I mean. It's definitely, it's more colorful than previous games. Also like that the spell is back in the game. It's kind of funny. And as a result, it works. But here, for example, we stand still for a moment, and then when the stuff is not moving, you definitely have a moment. The codec has a good opportunity to make a crisper thing for a moment. Here also we see like this jump here now. In Dark Souls 1 you would have survived that too, I think, but in Dark Souls 2 not. Kind of really funny. But yeah, that you can jump around. It looks like you have a dedicated button for jumping now. So I'm very curious how this plays. So maybe in a way they take these scheme from Sekiro. That you maybe on X, or what is it on the other controller? The A button. Is it A? I think it's A. On the Xbox controller, probably for jumping, and then I'm not sure where the attacks are, because it looks very Souls-esque. Maybe it's again R1, R2 for light and heavy attack, L1, L2 for block and parry, maybe L2 other stuff. I haven't noticed that he switches in combat one-handing, two-handing. We find something that gives us a hint about this. There's a cutscene again. Yeah, the shield. Yeah, it's he two hands the weapon again. Yeah, we also interesting detail here. He loads up his thing. Maybe this is a weapon art. He also cuts himself or something. And what happens here is the dude hits him while loading up his attack, but he's not staggered out of the animation and still completes it. So in maybe this is like in Dark Souls 3, there were weapon arts, and some weapon arts gave you armor, or also called in this, used like this in fighting games, it's often called hyper armor. Just armor move, I guess. It basically gives you armor, and I think the amount of stagger you can, or the amount of damage, or the what do you call it? Like if you get, there might be certain weapons with heavy attacks that might still stagger you out of it, so it's not unlimited, but you can modify it, I think, with your poise value. That was completely different in other games, in the other Souls games, especially in the first one. Poise worked very differently from that. It was basically always active, and if you had enough poise, you could just ignore every attack. And here it was just for a very short amount of time during some of the weapon arts that had this, that were armor moves or hyper armor moves. You can get backstab too. Curious if all enemies can backstab you, only certain enemies. Oh, look at, there's a weird blob thing with arms and legs down. I didn't see that last time. That's typical. There's also somebody sitting. Maybe he's dead. Never dead. But yeah, that is basically it for the reveal. There's probably more details to uncover here, but I think that's mostly it. So there's spells, new spells you can summon. There's some quick summons where you can. I'm not sure where they showed it. Somewhere at the beginning it was. Dragon. No, it must be after the dragon. That map power, walking around. Sorry for just. What just happened there? I can't find it anymore. I know in the last boss fight there was a summon thing going on. which surprised me to hear. There was another scene where it was not 1 but 3 people that were summoned, but I can't find it anymore. Pretty sure it was not against the dragon. But it was the first time, it's the first fight, so it must be a combat thing. It must be after the dragon, after the jar. Here, in this scene, we have the other stuff going around, lightning stuff. Here's this scene, crafting something, craft some arrows, shoots people. Here it was, here the final. Okay, how am I so far? How did this happen, Chad? Here it is. He uses his item, and then this whole group of people comes and fights for him. Very interesting. But as I said, this probably is something I won't avoid or will avoid using. That my try hard inside me does not allow stuff like this. What happens? How do we come from this? Oh, it's just, there's a cut in between. That's why I wondered. I assume it's still the same scene though. There are more of those people. You also see the uniform here is pretty similar to the guys we fought. Also this like the boss dude, him, but the other one. But yeah, very interesting to see. Very curious how the game finally is. I'm definitely very interested in it, as always in FromSoft. Dark Souls, one of my favorite games of all time. So not gonna lie, I will of course look into that. We will play this here on the Twitch channel. We'll play through, getting very salty. I see that coming already. We will definitely look into PvP too. Because I also liked Souls PvP to some degree. Mostly I played Dark Souls 2 PvP, played also quite a bit of Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1. But haven't played Dark Souls 1 a long time. Dark Souls 1 PvP is, let's say, is very special. There are so many advanced ideas that sometimes are like so-called toggle escape and stuff like this. Pretty annoying. Of course, it takes some skill to use it, but if somebody can use it well, in my opinion, it limits your choices a lot. So interesting, like, this really looks like a reference to the first Sekiro boss. Whatever, we already talked about this. Don't want to repeat myself too much. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let's just run the footage out here. Hope you enjoyed this. I just used my end screen here to end stuff for the YouTube. Which for some reason doesn't work. Now it works. So yeah, it's a bit rough today. But yeah, this is my live reaction to the Elden Ring gameplay reveal. Not a trailer, but basically it is. And I hope you enjoyed this. I'm curious what you think about it. Write it in the comments or let me know, I don't know, on other paths, Twitter, Discord, whatever. If you want to see more Elden Ring, we will play it when it comes out. So check my Twitch channel for that. And I would say thank you for watching and see you people next time. Hey chat, I'm making a little cut here. The question is what I'm going to do. I will use this for the game channel, I think. I will upload the stream anyway. But it doesn't make sense to basically look at this offline and make a separate recording for this when I can just use this. I'm not sure how good the quality of it is, how interesting it is, but at least I could, in theory, upload it very fast. The question is, I stream later anyway, so I could just continue streaming and play, I don't know, Age of Empires or something. Not sure what you are saying to that. Or I end the stream and start it later again, because it's quite early, to be honest. I have to think about this for a moment. But I know, how are you doing, chat? How are you doing, Kierdan? Hope you're doing well. How do you like the footage? Like, it's really Dark Souls, just with a different name and some changes. And I think that's a good thing, trying something new, while still relying on some old formulas of the game. Very curious. What else do we have, chat? Of course, I have my
Oh, Elden Ring. It burns.
we have that available as a little sound clip. But yeah, that are my thoughts on this thing here. Oh, you can't see anything anymore. Maybe I could switch back. I need to download this. Could make a little edit. There was also a weird bug. I don't know how. I never saw this. There was one bug while doing my thing there for the YouTube channel. That was basically that this thing here started basically moving forward. But I've never seen this. Like, I don't know how I triggered that. It was basically a fast forward for whatever reason. Really strange. What more? Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Also, like your video. Really not bad. Not gonna lie. Looks very promising. Could also look what else is up. Oh, Forza Horizon has a review thread. That means that it comes out, or is out already. Comes out in 5 days. 9th of November. Scores are looking good. Yeah, scores are looking really good. More of the same, it seems, but pretty good at what it does. Also interesting to see what other people think of the Elden Ring gameplay preview. People praise the sense of scale and exploration. Seems like it's Dark Souls 4. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. It looks like Dark Souls 3 2.0, in my opinion. Like, if you look at Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, you notice that all Dark Souls look very different, in a way. And are also very different. Well, Dark Souls 3 is not too different. Dark Souls 3 is just Dark Souls 1 with a bit of Bloodborne mixed into it, I guess. The crafting system, well, crafting... Can craft arrows. That's definitely a new thing. Curious how this will interact. We didn't talk about this, whatever. Somebody says, looks like mix of Dark Souls, Sekiro, and Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I can see the Breath of the Wild influence too a bit. Of course, Breath of the Wild still is very different from this, but I guess like how the world is filled. I talked about the balance finding. Don't clutter it too much with stuff and having it too empty. And I think Breath of the Wild also hit this spot pretty well. It also had this like more quiet game, if that makes sense. I guess that might be similar for Elden Ring too. Like you sometimes have this moments of quietness while exploring the world. The stream compression was really bad, yeah. I noticed that too, but I'm not sure if it's a fault of how the game looks, because when you have this, when you have a lot of forest and wood stuff going on, like here, the codec doesn't really work that well. Maybe it's really a bit strange, to be honest. I think the only way to avoid this is I also looked at if it's in 4K, but it's only in 1080p 60. I would have preferred if they would recorded all of this in 4K 60. It's much better for YouTube to have it like this. But okay, I would say maybe I start streaming later again, because it's relatively early, and then I have time to edit this thing here together a bit. I will just do a highlight thing out of it. Download the highlight and upload it to the other channel. Could maybe add my stream shenanigans that my shenanigans that I usually use to it. Then I don't have to do this while being live. I guess it makes more sense. And also eat something. Maybe it's also smart before streaming for multiple hours to eat something before. That would be smart. So that's a clever idea. So I will end the stream now. I hope you enjoyed this. So again, the outro. Sorry for that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm back in a few hours, I would say, and maybe check the gaming channel for the time being. There might be an upload if you haven't seen this, or missed this. I don't know. And I will be back later though, and then we play, I don't know, Age of Empires or something, I would say. And we could also continue the Dark Souls run. We could look into Saber, which I still wanted to do. I'm not sure yet. Just thinking about what else I have to do, but whatever. I can think about it when I'm off. Okay, so see you later. Goodbye.